So that's the view from our room as we're pulling into Vancouver. Not great, because all of Vancouver's behind us. Actually, that's probably part of Vancouver Island, but not the city of Victoria. We're in Victoria taking a city tour on the way out to Bouchart Gardens.
As you can imagine, it's one of our favorite places to come down here in the park and take in the seascapes, the mountains off in the distance, the ships coming and going all over the place. And even at nighttime, this is one of the more popular places where ships were finished in the yards in Victoria. They were sent out for their sea trials. And if they made it back from Trial Island in Victoria, so she bought that tree property straight ahead of us at the top of Ross Bay, and she lived here for the rest of her life. That property is now the Ross Bay Cemetery, sometimes referred to. One of the things that you'll notice by as we travel around, actually this is Mike to Work Week in Victoria. This is the time when everybody dusts off their old bicycles and drives them to work. It's been quite a busy time. We're actually a fairly cycling crazy part of the world here in Victoria. We have actually more cyclists per capita here in Victoria swimming in the water. The reason is that the water is cold. The temperature of the water only varies a couple of degrees from summer to winter. So the temperature is generally always hovering around 10 degrees Celsius. What do the houses run for along the water here? I myself, up until yesterday, never owned a real estate, so honestly don't know. It's somewhere in the order of $1 million or more for each of these houses. A nesting pair has been using and expanding that nest for over 20 years. We're very proud of our rebuild about 2 years ago. And if you take a deep breath, you can smell. You know what that smell is? That's the smell of money. It's a very expensive hotel, a very expensive neighborhood. Across the Pacific Ocean, the Indian Ocean, and the Atlantic Ocean, and pretty much achieved what he intended to do. Which is quite an amazing feat when you consider that. I mean, yes, dugout canoes are meant for ocean travel, but that was astonishing that he actually managed to make it most of the way around the world that way. This on the right is the Oak Bay Marina, one of our favorite places to come and dine and look at the wonderful seaside wound up for fun times in Oak Bay. So it's lovely to come here. I can't wait. I hope the bosses are coming. So as we travel along through here, this is Cattle Point, and remember when we left the dock, I told you that the border between the United States and Canada was about 9 miles away from us. Well, where we are right now, here on the east side of the U.S. border is an extinct volcano will never erupt again. Mount Baker is like Mount St. Helens and Mount Rainier down in Seattle. There is the potential yet for it to erupt once again and become active. So one has never to take these things for granted. Together, it's about 350 miles long. And as we come over the top, you will see straight ahead the city of Victoria. And dead ahead, you can see the funnel of your ship. See that white structure down there on the head? Ahead of that, beyond that and to the right, you will see the funnel of your ship. So that gives you a sense of where we are. And those mountains ahead of us are the Olympic Mountains of the state of Washington. So down there is the city of Port Angeles. And way over there to the left, oh, there's Mount Rainier. Look at that beautiful view of Mount Rainier. See 3 different mountain ranges. So you can see there on the left of us, the Central Mountain Range. Straight ahead of us, the Olympic Mountains of the state of Washington. And over to our left are the Cascade Mountains on mainland Washington, so the north of Seattle. So Seattle is ahead of us to the left, about off of us. And straight ahead of us is that what's on you?
I just took a picture of that.
We're gonna go and get stuff.
Там да отидем горе, виждаш ли онова? Стълбите, там дето е, виждаш ли? Айка.
Това е също. Дай, виждай тук дали е там. Дай там.
Мамо, не, не. Ама трябва да се върви.
So this is the Ross Fountains at the far end of the sunken gardens in Bouchart Gardens. With a waterfall off to the side as well.
That's the way we came?
Huh?
That's the way we came?
Mm-hmm.
Down that way?
Yep.
Right there.
You got water all this time, morning.
It's very fragrant in here. It smells like flowers.
If they have sprinklers in here.
That's in Japan all the time.
This is Bouchart Cove, which is just outside the gardens.
这边是Italian garden。
So these are the Italian gardens.
Oh, cheese! Oh, you're here! You want to take a picture?
That lady don't scare him. Well, the lady's pretty close. He hasn't ran yet. Coming out.
In the regular public schools now, but when public school lessons end for the day, they start off lessons here in the Chinese public school in Chinese language and culture and history and things like that. The Chinese community built this in the 1980s to celebrate their new relationship to the city. And on either side of the gate is a stone lion, and these were a gift to us from our sister city in China Square. And that square was outside the old north wall of the Hudson's Bay Company fort, right from the earliest days right till now. It's a place where people come and they set up their tables to sell their crafts, foods, and pretty much anything they want. It's a very, very important social gathering place for Victorians and visitors from all around the world. It's just a beautiful place to be. And there on the right-hand side is the harbor of Victoria, an amazingly astute choice by the Hudson's Bay Company to establish their fort here with this lovely bay off the ocean, well away from the storms in the north. Winnipeg and Toronto and Ottawa and Montreal and Vancouver. And when this hotel was opened in 1908, you could rent a room here for $1.25 a night. I don't think you can buy a cup of coffee in there now for $1.25. It's a beautiful, beautiful community. Now Victoria, I mean, as I said, we're on an island. There's no bridge to the mainland here, so the only way on or off Vancouver